Okay, Coach, football, of course, back in L.A. and back at StubHub Center in Carson, California. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Chargers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now a first down throw, Watson. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Throwing again is Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And some room to roam now. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
They go play action here on first down. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And he'll be taken down deep into Charger territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 59 yards. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got it first and goal at the 6. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a second and goal. Now Watson. This will be caught at about the 6. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get their quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
And his kick here is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So a nice drive on the road. You come in, you take the ball down, you get 3 points.
Yeah, points are a must on an opening drive, right? So they moved it down efficiently, got it done. I think that bodes well for their chances moving forward in this one.
This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So first and 10 now from the 30. Now a play fake here on first down. Underneath, this is Bernard. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And caught by Henry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And he's able to find some room as they get him down after a good run. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. From midfield, here's Keenum. Left side here to Sanders. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Keenum to throw on 2nd down. This is Gordon on the dump off. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Play action. Now it's Keenum. Eluding the pressure right. And it's a fumble. But a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now Gordon on first down. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They'll fake the give. Now Keenum. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Very left.
Throwing on 3rd down, Keenum. Got him in. He finds Sanders. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that could be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, they were unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. On second and goal, here's an option. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Case Keenum, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have taken a first-quarter lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, you're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
I
don't know about that. Super toe.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Down! Green the line! Green the line!
On first down, it's Watson. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, a 22. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
Richmond!
Watson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
But one thing's for sure, when you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Now a handoff looking right. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. They find some open field here. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
While you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards, they're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Down!
On 1st and 10, here's Keenum. That's complete. Bernard. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Keenum now on first down. Incomplete.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with third and still 7 yards to go.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Throwing is Keenum on third down. Gets it to his running back, Bernard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Charger first down. Keenum now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
On play action, it's Keenum. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Well, now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. A shotgun snap for Keenum. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. This is caught inside the 15. That one goes for 29 yards on third down.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. It permeates its way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he's
into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Case Keenum with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is up to 8. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Come back, come back.
Throwing on third down, Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And this one will be brought back to the 22. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well. Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. To throw on second down is Keenum. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, Keenum. Flush to it, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. And Myers able to knock it through. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Richmond.
Out of the gun, Watson. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
Target.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. He's going to fire one deep, middle, and he fires one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. 1:57 to go in this first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this. So they get the INT. Now here's Keenum. Flushed out right. And he's got room. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
They're throwing it on first down, but no one was open, so he gets flushed out of the pocket, runs towards the sidelines, gets out of bounds with a good gain and a first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a first down throw, Keenum. He drops it off for Bernard. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll make it 2nd down.
On 53.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. From the gun, it's Keenum. Buying time to his left. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And now out comes Houston. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Faking the give. Now Watson. Under pressure now. Watson, and down he goes. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Keenum. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Keenum will try again on 2nd down. Throw left side taken in by Miller. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. The final shot before the break. Keenum. He's airing it out for Williams. And that is incomplete. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because What you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They go back to Gordon here on first down. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. From the gun on 3rd down, Keenum. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Off play action. Keenum. Going up top. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
From the gun on 3rd down, Keenum. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 42-yard line. Back to the ground now with Gordon. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On 2nd down, here's Keenum going underneath for Gordon. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. Now this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Keenum now to throw. Being chased out left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10, right at the 30. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
On first down, it's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Back 22.
From the 50, it's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Dancing to his left. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hopkins. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans get a bit closer. It is true, the lead cut to 10, 23-13. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. The 3rd quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now, those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
The Chargers on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap for Keenum. Out to the flat for Reddick. And he will have the first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. Room to run past midfield. And finally brought down at the 38. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a third down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
On play action. Now Keenum. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a fourth down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now it's Watson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a fourth pick. And it's third down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary can really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Throwing on third down. Watson going deep for Hopkins. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Watson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Watson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a first down throw, Watson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Here's Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 13. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Oh, a design run for their wideout. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
I'll bet they thought they had picked that one up because it was a 3rd and 2 call, and they got awfully close. Now we're at 4th and inches. I wonder if they think they're feeling lucky here and maybe want to go pick it up.
Here's Ryan Quigley now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And now out comes Houston. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 13. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. Joey Bosa in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Watson hands this to Foreman. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And, you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
From his goal line here, Watson. They'll rifle this one deep right side. And, they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And goodness, that means this next drive is going to begin 1st and goal already at the 5-yard line. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And they'll indeed take a knee. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? And they will take a knee here. On now is the kicker, Jason Myers, for the field goal try. This is a 26-yard attempt. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will swell the lead to 16. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but yeah, you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.
So for the home team here, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.